Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Uniquely Blessed. If you are new, my name is Sharna. I am a first-time mom and I am currently expecting a baby boy. Sorry, I'm tired. In this video, we are going to be talking about my 33 to 34 week update. And as you can see from the title, there's a lot of things we need to discuss. So we're going to get right into it like we usually do. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. You guys know I haven't been able to get a lot of sleep throughout this pregnancy, so I'm hoping to get a lot of sleep when it's over. You know, my husband said he's gonna let me sleep and get some rest, so I'm really excited about that because I need some true sleep. But let's get into week 33. I got my notes looking down here, making sure I don't forget anything. So week 33. All of a sudden, you guys, the throwing up came back. I don't know what was going on. I, was only doing the morning throw up, which was once a day. Now, all of a sudden, for 4 days out of that week, I threw up 3 to 4 times. And I don't know what was triggering it. Even regular things that I was eating, I was throwing up like bread and butter, bread and cheese, cereal. And I was still eating in small portions, but for some reason, I just kept throwing up. So I don't know what was going on with that. It was just horrible. I was throwing up in the morning, my usual throw up in the morning, and I was throwing up at night, and then twice during the day when I eat. So, I don't know. The throwing up came back with a vengeance. I mean, and it was painful throw up, and just everything was just coming out. Like I couldn't enjoy anything. I didn't even want to eat. After the second day of throwing up, I just didn't even want to eat. So I was eating even smaller portions, and I was eating like granola bars and little bites and stuff like that because I was just so over food. So that was one of the symptoms I was having in week 33. Another thing is, I have back pain. I see a chiropractor, which I'm about to get into. For that, going to bed at night is just so painful. It is so painful when I lay down. It's so painful when I toss and turn on the bed. I am not getting enough sleep. As you can see, I keep yawning because I'm so tired. I just want to get like at least 6 hours of sleep. The most amount of sleep I got this pregnancy was 4 hours. So I'm just hoping like I can just get at least 6 hours of sleep before labor. Because labor is really hard and it takes a lot out of you. So just a lot of back pain. So getting into the back pain, I went to see my chiropractor, and that experience was horrible. It wasn't that she was doing a bad job. She was working on me or whatnot. And thankfully, this was the first time my husband was off and he took me to the appointment because we were supposed to go to BJ's to get some things after. So my husband drove me to the appointment and he was waiting for me outside. So thankfully he was there when this happened. I went to the chiropractor and we started, our routine that she does. And while she was working on my back and all this different positions, I started to feel lightheaded. I started to feel really lightheaded, and then I started to feel sick. And I kept lifting up my head because I'm like, maybe I just need some air or whatnot. And then she kept going. And then I told her, could you stop for a second? And she stopped. I sat up. And I just started seeing blurriness all over the room. White speckles and blurriness all over the room. She went to get me some water. I stood up. I was dizzy. I was looking for her garbage can because her garbage can was next to her desk. All of a sudden, I just started throwing up. I just started throwing up out of control. I don't know what the heck was going on. I just kept throwing up. I just kept throwing up in her garbage. I felt so bad. And I just was still seeing a whole lot of blurriness and just a lot of dizziness. So I sat there for a second. She got me the water, just trying to calm me down or whatnot. not calm me down, but just, you know, get me to relax. And we decided we were going to reschedule the appointment. Thankfully, my husband was outside, so we went outside, and I went outside and I called the doctor, and they told me to come in. No, they told me to go to emergency because they said this was like signs like of preeclampsia or whatnot. Could be signs of preeclampsia or early labor. And since I had my baby at 36 weeks, they just wanted to make sure. So while I was on my way to the doctor, I got another call from the doctor and said, don't go to the doctor. And they told me, one second, you guys, I'm still a little sick. That's something else that I'm dealing with. Another symptom that I'm dealing with. I don't know if it's because of COVID or because of the weather. We have a lot of snow down here in New York. It's it's cold and stuff like that. So I don't know. So they call me back and tell me, don't come in. They want me to monitor it for 2 hours. So they want me to go lay down. And they said, if you could check your blood pressure, check it and see. And they said after lunch, because this was in the morning, I have all my chiropractors appointments in the morning. They said after lunch, which is after 12, if I still feel like this or still feel worse, come into their office, not into the hospital, and they would check me, because they said with all the COVID going on in the hospital, we really don't want to send you there if it's not needed. And it was just, the hospital was full, and it would have been on wait and all this, that, and the third. So they was like, come into our office and we'll check you and determine if you should go to labor and delivery. And I said, okay. I went home. Before we went home, went to Wegmans and got my blood pressure read, and it was reading normal. I did it 3 times to make sure it was reading normal. So I went home. Instead of going to BJ's, we just canceled all our plans for the day, and I just went home trying to relax. You guys can see I'm really tired. I didn't get much sleep, but I was feeling a little better. I drank some tea, a little bit of tea, and just tried to relax. My husband took my daughter, and I tried to relax. So I took naps, like I've been telling y'all. I just took naps. So that was my experience. So for that week, I canceled my physical therapy. So I didn't even go to physical therapy that week. I just was like so overwhelmed with the throwing up and the headaches. I was dizzy, and that experience at the chiropractor, I was like, I'm not going to physical therapy. So I didn't even go to physical therapy that week, you guys. On top of all of this, I started having Braxton Hicks contractions, and I was having them at night. I'm sorry. I was having them at night. It was a tightness in my stomach, and I can feel it in my lower pelvic area, and it wasn't too painful. I know they say it's not painful, but it was very uncomfortable, but I kind of felt slight pain. So I thought it was just Braxton Hicks contractions or whatnot. And I had it for 3 days in a row. I had it for 3 days in a row, but it was irregular, come and go, nothing, major. But I did start to have what I thought was Braxton Hip contractions, which may have been contractions. But like I said, I was having that. So on top of all of that, you guys know I've been peeing on myself throughout this whole pregnancy. So for some reason in this particular week, 33 weeks, I started peeing on myself more. Like I noticed that I would just stand there doing something and pee would just come out. Usually I pee when I throw up, I pee when I sneeze, and I pee when I cough. Or sometimes if my bladder is really, really full, I'll pee a little bit. But this was just, it kept coming out. It kept coming out for several days. Like I wear pads throughout this whole pregnancy because I know I pee on me. Cause I know that happens to me. So I didn't know what was going on. Then it was several days where I had the urge to pee and nothing would come out. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the baby, it was a lot of pressure down there. I don't know if the baby was trying to come out or if I had a UTI or all of that stuff. So I was like, I'm going to wait till my appointment because I have an appointment at 34 weeks to see what exactly is going on. So that's what I was dealing with for the whole 33 weeks. It was just not a good experience at all. But let's get into week 34. So week 34, I'm still having Braxton Hicks contractions. At least that's what I thought it was. It might have been real contractions now that after I went to my appointment and found out, I was dilated. So I'm still having these contractions, these Braxton Hicks. And I'm like, and I'm still peeing on me, right? And I'm still having the urge to pee sometimes and nothing's coming out. So that was still going on because I had my doctor's appointment the day before, not the day before, 2 days before I turned, the day before yesterday, before I turned 35 weeks. So I had to wait quite a bit. So I was still having Braxton Hicks and peeing on me during that time period. I was still throwing up. However, I wasn't throwing up 3 to 4 times a day. It was more like 2 to 3, which was better. It was a little easier. I was able to eat a little bit more, but still eating in very, very, very small portions. And like I said, I was just tired, sleep tired. My body wasn't physically tired, but I was just sleep tired. Like my eyes, they just felt really, 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 really heavy. But I just couldn't get comfortable. I'm adjusting the bed with the adjuster, couldn't get comfortable there. I am adjusting with pillows, pregnancy pillows, heating pads. I just haven't been able to find a real sweet, sweet, sweet comfort spot. So I just haven't been able to sleep a lot. And I just felt a lot of pressure in my pelvic area. I'm feeling a lot of pressure as I go throughout the day. I don't know if the baby's head is trying to come out or what's going on. It's just a lot of pressure there. So I went to my doctor's appointment. And I also was having heartburn as well, which I thought if the baby was in the correct position that, I thought the baby head is down. So I'm thinking maybe the heartburn would slow up, which it did. It's not as pronounced as it was in the beginning weeks, but it's still pronounced. So, but let's get into the appointment. So I went in for my appointment and of course they tell me, do leave your urine. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I left my urine. After I left my urine, they checked my weight and my weight was 176.4. So I don't really think I gained half a pound, maybe a pound, not a pound, half a pound, or I don't know if I gained anything at all. I don't remember. I think I was 176.0 or 176.4. I might be the same. Weight wise, I didn't grow. And she told me I was measuring exactly 34, which was weird because 2 weeks before that, I was already measuring, 33 to 34 when I was at the 32-week appointment. But now I'm measuring 34, which is fine. She told me the baby's heart rate was 125 to 130, which, like I said, is pretty low, lower than what his normal numbers are. But she said that's perfectly fine. He's perfectly in the range. So I wasn't worried about that. I told them to check my urine for protein. And I also told her that I wanted the doctor to check me today to see if I had dilated any because I'm feeling a lot of pressure down there, like the baby's head is trying to come out. So they did check my urine for protein and I told her check for a UTI or something because I feel like, either I had a UTI or, the baby is just descending down a lot of pressure. She checked for protein. There was protein in my urine. So I was like, okay. It wasn't too big of a deal, but I haven't had protein in my urine for a while, as you guys know. And then she checked for the UTI. She said it was cloudy. She said she was going to send it out to the labs and stuff like that and see what they say. But she was going to because of what they were seeing so far, they were going to put me on they gave me a medication to take for it. So I had to go get that medication. So I'm taking that. Yeah, I guess I have to take it 4 times a day. So after all that, I told her I wanted her to check me. So I had to undress from the bottom down. And she checked me. And I hate when they do the cervical checks because that hurt to me. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but it hurts to me. She did the cervical check. And she was like, you are 2 centimeters dilated. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I said, I knew it. I felt like I was dilated already. Because the way the Braxton Hicks contractions were, I just felt like it was more than just Braxton Hicks. So she said, you have already started to dilate, but you don't have to worry because you guys know you can be at 2 centimeters for quite a while. Now, with my first daughter, my water broke at exactly 36 weeks. So they had to induce my labor. I didn't know what contractions felt like or anything like that. When I went to the hospital, it was only 1 centimeter dilated after my water broke. So, you know, I never experienced being dilated first, in my opinion, or didn't realize I was being dilated. So she just said, it's okay for right now, but they're still going to monitor me because, like I said, I had my daughter at 36 weeks in 1 day. So I am 2 centimeters dilated, you guys. So I'm just taking it easy until 37 weeks. I am trying to just relax and take it easy till 37 weeks because I want this baby to make it to full term. So I'm not going to do any bouncing on a ball, walking extra, or, you know, I am doing raspberry leaf tea, but, you know, that's about it. But anyway, you guys, that's my update for week 33 to 34. Let me show you guys the bump. So here is the bump. Here is the bump. And I do have stretch marks. I do. All over, as you guys know, from right here to right here to right here. I am not in maternity clothes, which I'm happy about. And like I said, I won't be in maternity clothes for the rest of this pregnancy. My rings are on, except this one. I take it off at night because it's starting to irritate me. But my wedding ring has stayed on. And what else? Sleep, as you guys know, not getting much sleep. I'm working on that. And cravings, I hadn't really had any cravings. I mean, I eat my lifesavers, but the gummy lifesavers, but other than that, no cravings because I've just been throwing up and just been really sick. And what am I looking forward to? I have my baby shower coming up this week. Yep, this week. So I'm looking forward to the baby shower and just getting it over with and just, you know, just dealing with that. And that is all, you guys, I have for my 33 to 34 week update. I will let you guys know what happens in 35. And I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys at my next video. I'm going to go try to get some sleep because I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But you guys have a nice day. Bye.